Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Amia Pato, accompanied by
Kia Echo.
And Mia Davy.
And today our guest is Kenya Cagle.
Hi. How are you ladies doing today?
Good.
I feel so honored to be here with you guys. I see you all have a copy of the book,
Yes.
which is Prophet, the story of Nat Turner. And one of the greatest things is this is a book made for teenagers.
So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Right.
Any inspirations for writing this book?
Okay, well, I'm a child actor. I've been in a lot of movies and plays, and you catch me in a movie right now called Cover. For you guys, you would probably see me in Notorious, Hoodlum. So I've done a few things, The Undercover Man. And I'm a child, like I said, child actor, and I went to the same kind of high school you guys went to. I went to high school of performing arts where we get to dance and sing and act all day. And I'm real blessed to be with you guys.
What advice do you have for teenagers who want to be in the acting business?
Oh, for teenagers who want to be in, first of all, acting is a tough business, but it's the most fun that you would ever have, because in acting we learn sense memory, we learn how to fall in the dark backwards. That's what I call it, because we go and we get in touch with feelings that a lot of young people today have a rough time getting in touch with. As you know from the scene study and actually from the actual performances, you know you're able to bring a lot of the emotions and the stress that you have to relieve it.
Okay, and back to your book, without telling too much, can you give us a brief summary of just the story or just the plot?
Excellent. Yeah, it's the story of Nat Turner, and you know you guys are in high school, and it's about the first and not the first, but the most successful slave insurrection in history. Nat Turner's insurrection was the only one that achieved the type of goals that it had. And the reason it was made is because our schools don't teach us a lot about Nat Turner. You guys are in high school. Do you remember hearing anything about Nat Turner and the insurrection that took place?
I haven't heard.
You haven't heard, see, and that's why it's so important, because for us, he was a great hero. He was as important to our history as any revolutionary American soldier was against the British.
Wow. So, are there any inspirations from your life or just from anything that inspired you to write the book, or inspired certain scenes, or?
Great. Yes, there's a lot of inspirations. One of the things is you have to look at today's heroes, the heroes you would know about, Malcolm X, even our president. Had it not been for Nat Turner, today it would be a whole different history, because of what he did. He rushed history. He made freedom come a lot quicker, because everybody was afraid that this guy was actually or people like him were actually gonna pop up and attack white people to get themselves free. So I'm motivated by. I'm actually motivated by the young people. I'm a father too, by the way. I have 6 kids, you know, and my kids, they range from age 38 down to 18. And so as a father and as a black man, I know it's important that we have our history and we have it told from our perspective. So I had to do it because there wasn't anything that was in depth or as detailed as this on Nat Turner.
Yeah, so this book is definitely informative, because I had not known about Nat Turner until meeting you today, and I'm interested in reading it.
That's very good. And I'm interested in you young people. I know you're actors and dancers, right? I know you're an actress, you're a dancer. And I mean, this audience, I'm not sure if this audience knows you guys, but I'm really enjoying the conversation that we had before, and I'm enjoying it now. But why don't you guys tell me a little bit about you so that we all know?
Okay, I'll go first. My name is Mia, and I go to Brooklyn High School of the Arts. I'm studying drama, and when I grow up, I would like to help other kids learn about drama. And After school, I do dancing, so I also want to teach other kids about dance and just keep them out of trouble.
Excellent. That's fantastic. You have a great smile, great voice, and you have great emotion for drama. And what I'm going to do, see, because by the way, I teach acting too. The biggest thing I would tell you, especially shows like this, is always to project. I want you to project. So now you're a dancer, but I'm going to get you if you don't project too, because right now she knows. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Kia. I'm 16. I go to Brooklyn High School of the Arts. I'm in 11th grade, and I study dance at school, and I also study ballet and modern outside of school. And when I finish high school, I would like to pursue dance at University of the Arts.
Fantastic, fantastic.
I, like them, go to Brooklyn High School of the Arts. I'm a theater major at the school. I want to be an actress when I get older. I do acting now, but I guess I can say I want to be more of a professional actress when I get older. I've done musicals and stage plays and a little film, but I just really want to dive into acting as I get older.
Okay, and about acting and dancing, what is the most important thing that you would relay to other teenagers about what it is you're doing and what you want to do? What advice would you give to your peers?
One thing I always say when I have to explain why I love acting so much is just about the expression of it. Like, you get to really express yourself through the arts, which is why I think that all schools across the world should have some type of arts program in their school, or it's just like a creative outlet to be able to let go and just have fun and be really creative and just express yourself.
Excellent. Why do you love?
It's just fun.
Project. Remember, I told you to project, right?
It's a way to stay out of trouble mostly. I just think that kids need to be more motivated. I think it's motivation mostly.
Well, I agree with both of them. I think in all types of performing arts, it relates in the same way because it's what you love to do, so it helps you to get away from what's happening in your life, and whatever you do, you keep whatever is happening outside and away from there and just let go and just be yourself.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Because one of the things we're doing with the book is going to be turned into a film. And once it's turned into a film, the first performers I'm going for, the first actresses and everything, are going to be from Brooklyn. And because I met you young people, you guys are going to be the first people I'm going to contact, because we're going to stay in contact, right? Yes. You are going to be the first people I'm going to say, hey, look, the auditions are happening, and the auditions are going to be happening in the next few weeks. We're going to have global auditions, so people from all over the world are going to be sending in their tapes and sending in, their pictures and resumes. And so that's why it's so important that we start from here, because we always have to start from home. That's the thing. We have to start from home, right?
Definitely.
What morals do you have for your children?
What morals?
Yeah.
Oh, it's real funny. I try to teach my kids to live the right way, to live as Christians, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. Just before we go, can you let us know what process you went through to get this whole book together? Because it seems like it's a lot. I mean, it's not easy.
Well, I had to study the same way you guys are in school right now. I had to study for 4 or 5 more years before I actually sat down and wrote the book. And I had to get a historian, someone who was certified in the field, to look at what it was I was doing and to make sure that I did it right. Even with all that studying, I had to get someone smarter. I had to get someone that loved the field a lot more to say, hey, this is right or this is wrong. Same way we have to do with our boundaries and our morals, that we have to go and we have to find out from our parents or some other figure if we're right and wrong. And that's what I had to do. That was the process, making sure, studying.
Yes, and that's a great lesson for us young people just to learn in general.
Yes.
Okay, we are so glad we had you I'm definitely going to read this book, and I advise everyone to get a copy of it. Where can we find this at?
Very good. We can find this book on Amazon.com. You know, go right online, Amazon.com. Or if you're in Brooklyn, New York, you can get it at the Respect for Life bookstore at 537 Nostrand Avenue.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Thank you. I love the interview. I love working with young people. Thank you very much.
At Tots and Teens in Focus. Until next time, bye. Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Amia Pato, and we have our hosts, Akiba and Emily, and our guest today is Kenya Cagle.
Hey, thank you. It's good to be here again, ladies. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
So, Mr. Kenya, how long have you been in the acting business?
I've been in the acting business since I was a child. I was a child actor. I actually started when I was 11 years old. I'm 56 now,
Wow.
and I still in the business. I still struggle. I still have a lot of fun doing it.
May I ask where you're from and where you grew up?
I am from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. I grew up in Bed-Stuy. I continue. I have a place there now. I continue. I travel all over the world. I love Bed-Stuy. I love Brooklyn. Everything I do, any movie I'm in, you're always going to see some type of Brooklyn roots in that film. You know, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get Brooklyn in this next film I'm about to do, but haven't figured it out yet.
What's the name of your next film?
Oh, we're talking about Prophet, the story of Nat Turner, the one that's based on the book that you guys have in your hand. I don't know how I'm going to fit Brooklyn in, but even if I have to just import a bunch of Brooklyn actors, that's what we're going to do.
Was this
You
book
coming, right, man?
Was this book self-published?
This is a self-published book, and I learned a lot about the self-publishing industry, and it is a great way to do it. See, the barriers to entry when you used to have when you had to have a publisher, the barriers to entry now is different. We now just have to figure out a way to distribute what it is we have. And one of the ways we do that is we go to our local shows, we go to our local media. Same way I'm here now, telling folk about the book. So this book, even without a publisher, has been for the entire month of October a best-selling book on Amazon.com. So the barriers to entry is not as high as they were, and is a lot better. I was telling the other young ladies that self-publishing, even as teenagers, you should think about it. If you have stories and you have great ideas, you should think right now about starting and writing and publishing your own books. There are kids, teenagers, making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing self-publishing.
Wow.
Do you know of any like programs maybe outside of school or any extracurricular activities that can help us to, boost us to show us how to get into editing?
Okay, into editing?
Well, into publishing our own books.
Right. Well, the first thing I would tell you about publishing your own book is that you should go online and really go online and just look up self-publishing, how to publish your own books. See, that's what I originally did when I was making a choice of whether I was going to go with a publisher or go with myself. And when you self-publish, you get to keep more of the profit, and you get to control where your book is going, who your audience is going to be, how far and wide you're going to stretch with that audience, and you get one-to-one relationships with your audience members. Since I've published this book, I've been online every day, 5, 6, 7 hours a day, just talking to fans and people who are reading the book, who are putting up reviews on the book. So it's a great thing to do, not just so that you'll have a book, but not that you only get to communicate your ideas, but it's a great thing to do because you get to meet so many new and exciting people. I've been meeting a bunch of authors. I have a dream. I always had a dream that I always wanted to direct, because I also direct, right? I wanted to direct a James Bond film, right? And that's a hard dream because, black people are really not going to get a chance for a James Bond film. One of the reviews, when I was reading through the reviews, is by the author, a guy who writes books on Ian Fleming, who is actually the real James Bond. And we got in a conversation. And now there's a possibility that his next book, I will be one of the producers. I'll be able to work on that. So your dreams right now, whatever your dreams are, keep your dreams, but do the research. Go online, study, ask people, ask other authors, how do I self-publish? You guys have my number. You're going to contact me through Amari or Amin here, right? In the book, stay in contact, email me, and I will give you step-by-step instructions on how to get your book published.
Interesting. So, you was just talking about dreams. When you was growing up, have you always wanted to be an actor or a director?
I always knew what my dream was. I always knew, and I stayed with my dream. I always talk to people. Whatever you want to do, start talking to people who do what it is you want to do. Talk to them now. Get to know what are your dreams too, by the way?
Well, I'm an actress. I go to performing arts school also. And when I get older, I want to be an actress, but I also want to work with children. So whatever I do, maybe working with children and acting part-time.
Hallelujah, that's great.
I would like to be a pediatrician, but if that don't work out, I like to be an early childhood teacher. I like working with kids.
Very good. Your dreams, you can get your dreams. There's nothing that could stop you from reaching your dreams. Nothing. I'm sorry, man. Okay, excellent. All right.
Well, I know that some people, they all have dreams, but they may not have the role models in their life to show them or direct them or guide them on what they want to do. So is there any role models who influenced you in your life?
I had a lot of role models. Bill Duke has always been a role model. Jim Brown has been a role model. Denzel Washington is a role model for all of us. Just John Singleton, Spike Lee, all those guys, they're all role models of mine. And the best thing is, all your role models, when you start going for your dream and you seriously go after, you'll get to meet and talk to all your role models and have private time with each and every one of them.
Yeah, it's great how our role models and different things like that can connect back to history, because this is the History Corner here at Tots and Teens in Focus, and we thank everybody for watching. And we thank our guest, Kenya Cagle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Yes, thank you for coming. And I will definitely read your book.
Excellent. Thank
Definitely.
Until next time, bye.
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 Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Amia Pato, accompanied by
Mia Davey.
And Kia Etcho.
And today's topic on Teens Talk is just entertainment, the different current entertainment out now, the things that are hot, the things that teens are watching, the things that we want everyone to look out for. So yeah, we're going to be talking about music, television shows, movies, things of that nature.
So to start off, we're going to talk about music. Some of the top artists today are Rihanna, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj, and Drake. Their music is the most listened to today. And so who's your favorite to listen to?
My favorite to listen to is Drake. I know he came out with his album Nothing Was the Same not too long ago, about a month ago. And I listen to it almost every day. I love almost all the songs on the album. My favorite is Connect. And he's just like a great, great, great artist.
I also like Drake. He's very emotional, but I still like listening to him. And what about you? Who's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist has to be Katy Perry. Well, because I like her recent song, Roar. You guys heard that?
Yeah.
I think the video had a message, so I just like that song.
What's the video about?
It's like she was in the jungle and she got captured by a lion, and she was trying to prove that women could be like the queen of the jungle instead of men. So at the end, like, she had all the animals praising to her. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Well, my favorite artist would be Beyonce, because she makes women look very strong, and every little girl looks up to her.
Yeah, Beyonce is like the role model.
What artist do you say that you can relate to?
I feel like I can relate the most to Drake, and I say that because compared to a lot of other male artists, Drake isn't really an R&B artist. He's somewhat of a hip hop rap. And compared to his other colleagues in the industry, he's the most down to earth, I feel, just by his songs. He doesn't write his songs about stereotypes or about the typical things rappers today write their songs about, degrading women and just talking about drugs and violence and all these other things. Drake is very, like you said, emotional. He talks about his personal life, things he wants to do. So I feel I can relate to him the most because he lets his fans know the most about him through his music.
And you?
Well, about Drake or in general about
Just
K?
any artist that you say you can relate to, the lyrics or anything.
Well, I don't have like a specific artist that I could relate to. I think every song has a message and it helps you think through stuff. So I really don't have a specific person that I listen to all the time.
Me too. There's no artist that I can say I relate to 100% because every artist song has lyrics that you can relate to.
What genre of music do you guys like the most and why?
I like R&B the most because in general the lyrics just speak to you all the time.
The genre I like the most is pop. I don't really like hip hop and stuff like that. I think pop brings more fun and is more energy, and I don't like songs that's just like like
Very low,
yeah,
very dry.
yeah. So I like loud stuff.
I like reggae the most just because it's very peaceful and soothing and it just makes me think about relaxation and I can just put on some reggae and just be able to focus on something and relax and have fun.
Well,
Besides music, what different television shows and movies are popular?
I know a show that's very popular is Scandal. Everyone talks
yes.
about it. I don't personally watch it. I've watched it like once or twice. I don't really get the whole moral of the show. So.
Yeah, I've caught the show definitely a few times. Scandal is one of the biggest TV shows out. What about some movies?
Some movies is Baggage Claim, which has artists, well, actors such as Christina Milian, Paula Patton, Lauren London, Jill Scott, and more people.
Yeah.
I think that movie is turned into a big hit because it actually just released a book on it in Barnes and Noble, and is getting a lot of sales.
Yeah, so everyone should look out for those different TV shows and those different movies and listen to those different songs. Until next time, your folks at Tots and Teens and Focus Teens Talk. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Trim. Today, I'm in the studio. Yes, and we'll be talking about Christmas and what Christmas meant to us. My guest today is no other than VCAT producer. She will be telling us about her Christmas ideas and her Christmas show that she have coming up. Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus.
Hi, how you doing?
Well, we'll be talking about Christmas. And you know what Christmas meant for us. The joy, the joyous feeling, the colors, the celebration, the lights, the food, and everything. What would be your Christmas show this year?
Food, because most people like food. They like that big, juicy turkey and some cranberry sauce. In our house, we like the usual, the macaroni and cheese that comes along with the collard greens and the turkey, and then of course the pies. And the kids like all of that stuff too. So one thing about Christmas that I like is the tradition of it is that people give and it brings people together and families together. You know, people that you haven't seen in a long time.
So what do you like about the stores? You know, the decoration and
I love
the beauty of going to Macy's, going to the mall and
I love
shopping.
I love seeing all that. Believe it or not, old as I am, I'll tell you the truth, the day before yesterday, yes I did, I went over to Rockefeller Center. When they light the tree up the 2 days before, so I had to go over there and see the tree lighting because growing up, I used to always it all started from that time, you know, when the school trip takes you to the Rockettes at Radio City Music Hall. So ever since then, I go every year basically. So I was just in Saks Fifth Avenue, the store right across the street. Oh my God, the beauty. Oh my, it's just. I took pictures of
And
it.
then the Rockettes with their show that is coming up, and the lots of show that they have in Manhattan. Oh, it's such a wonderful thing to have Christmas, you know.
And the March of the Wooden Soldiers all over the
Okay.
place, and the flowers and the trees. Oh
So
my
we will
God.
go out with a bang of Christmas and Christmas, the Rockets, the Marching Soldiers, and everything at Macy's and downtown Brooklyn. Oh, it's Christmas cheers right here in New York City.
All over. All over. I love when families come together. I love it.
So we come to an end now. It's okay?
You videoing? Video me.
Okay.
Dancing.
All right.
We can do bachata, right? Yes, we salsa lady. We do everything
Just
here.
take me out like that.
Ready? Step right. No, the chorus is adorable.
Oh, you're tired. Thank you.
Amor, amor, amor. Now open right in line. Yeah. 1, 2, 3.